It's Galaxy pre-alpha.
Well, not as violent a reaction as
No.
Matt did.
Okay, you know what? I'm pretty sure. I just bet pre-alpha Super Mario Galaxy controlled better than this.
Probably because it was a good 7 years after the fact. Like, okay,
No, I mean, like, while they were still in the process of trying to fucking program their gravity, I bet this thing still, this kind of gimmick in Mario Galaxy controlled better than this. Because, goddamn, like, they tried an interesting concept here, but you can tell they didn't have it in mind when they first programmed the goddamn gravity engine.
It's just, why just this level where it fucks up so bad? Because, I mean, granted, it's aged in both Crazy Gadget and Final Chase, but it doesn't fuck up nearly as bad as in Mad Space and either of those levels.
Because in Crazy Gadget, what they did was they implemented a Death Egg Zone-esque gravity switching mechanic. What they did in Mad Space was they tried to create planetoids with their own centers of gravity within the levels, as opposed to giving the player a switch that changed the entire gravity orientation of the stage at the same time.
With a free roaming camera.
Yeah.
Compared to Final Rush and Crazy Gadget, which has fixed camera angles for the most part.
It's not just... Okay, here's the thing. It's not just the fact that the gravity sucks that makes this level unbearable. Although it helps. This is easily the biggest treasure hunting stage in the game. Most of it's empty goddamn space. The fact that the readings are reversed doesn't really bother me because, like, oh, it's not on the moon planet. Okay, I wonder where...
Happens every time.
That is what we call Mad Space. That's what we call Mad Space Syndrome, and although Mario Galaxy mostly avoided Mad Space Syndrome, there were a few rare planetoids in the game that had that control issue where when you hit the equator, you started to go in reverse.
I want to go to the bottom of the... I need to check the bottom of the moon. Rouge,
No, you don't get your bottom of the moon.
Rouge, please, don't have a seizure.
I'm afraid of heights.
But you know, what really makes this level annoying for me, as opposed to Knuckles' space level at the end of his game, is that because of the weird gravity gimmick, once you're in one section of the level, you have to do something very specific to get off of it.
Usually find a rocket, yeah.
I love that hint that was given to you, written by Exhibit.
Yeah.
Written by Exhibit.
But yeah, this is basically all we're doing this part, guys. Mad Space sucks.
Oh, what?
Okay, you want to know this? Okay, this level took me like 4 or 5 tries because I got 10 minutes before finding my first piece, and I was like, no. Okay, like this was a 10-minute level after I edited. All right, so.
Oh my god.
Well then, guys, I will see you all in part 14. Bye.
Now get back here, you British asshole.
Gareth escapes by the rocket.
But look. Okay, I give the treasure hunting levels a lot of slack. You could easily argue I give them too much slack. None of that
You
applies.
SA2 apologist.
Apologist is such a stupid goddamn term for the record.
You like it when this game takes you to the bathroom and
No.
bends you over.
Apologist, Ted, just to get semantic here, apologist and the meaning of apology that is implied by that word existed before we started using apology as a means of saying sorry.
Well, it's just the way that it's used, like on the internet. It's just like when it's just like
I agree.
I hate the way people use it. I guess is more the.
I agree. People on the internet are pseudo-intellectual assholes who overuse words because they don't know because someone smarter than them used the word first. And
Come on, Lewis! It's the internet.
Smart.
What do you expect?
My favorite internet linguistic trend is probably that people try to seriously argue and will still use the word butthurt at you.
Hey, you know, I know Ted said it jokingly last part anyway, but to me the worst argument, the very worst argument you can bring up when it comes to something you like that everybody else doesn't really like is that you just suck at it.
Well,
Fuck
no,
you.
I was okay. Well, to be fair, I do honestly think that I can't really explain it, but I do think that I've always been able to do it well. So
but there's the thing, Ted. Like, you know, I can play Sonic 06 levels for the most part fine anyway, but does it make it good?
No, well, here's
Yes.
It's just
Best game ever.
I thought you left.
Liar! But you know, I understand where you're both coming from, because, you know, sometimes if you've got just such a knack for a game and you find it fun, that's an important combination there. Then when people complain about control issues in that game, you legitimately don't understand where those complaints are coming from. At the same time, you gotta separate yourself from your own sense of fun with a game and try to think about why other people wouldn't like it.
Well, you see, I don't like putting myself in other people's shoes because my shoes are really worn in and comfy, and I don't want to take them off. Okay? Especially
Yeah.
since I don't know what goddamn disgusting thing you have in your feet, alright? I'm gonna keep my own goddamn shoes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Ted's
it
got
it
clown
works
feet,
both.
only
It
size
works both
16
ways,
fit him.
though. As a game critic, I think it's important to not only think of your own tastes, but also, while you're evaluating a game, critically think about it and try to figure out why other people might like or dislike it. Which is something, to be fair, even the stereotypically venomous reviewers like Yahtzee Croshaw will do. Like, maybe not necessarily in Zero Punctuation itself, but when he talks about and recommends games, he's generally not as his opinions aren't completely flat. Like, maybe he doesn't like a game, he'll still say it's worth looking at, you know?
It took me 6 minutes to find one emerald shard.
Yeah. The worst part is, that's not even the worst it can get in this stage.
What the fuck is in a loose pack?
Okay, here's the thing about Mad Space is that, like, people might say that Meteor Herd is too big, and you could argue that, but at the very least, it's like kind of like a cylinder, like a paper towel tube. In this case, it's the Mad Space is about as tall as it is wide, so
It's all over the fucking place.
yeah. So
It's too fucking big!
yeah, Mad Space for Smash confirmed. Eh.
You know, knowing Smash's track record for Sonic levels in Smash, that was redundant. It would probably just be one screen.
I wouldn't be surprised if in the next Smash Bros. Game, if Sonic's in it, if for a stage we'll get Neo Green Hill Zone from Advance 1.
That was so. Having Windy Hill as the Lost World stage was lame. It was really lame.
I get why they did it, because it was a new game, and
Well,
because
they could have
it's
pulled
so...
anything else from Lost World, though.
But the thing about Smash though is that you want to pick levels that are iconic, and because Windy Hill looks like Green Hill, it makes it look like like something that people who know Sonic know about.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't have a problem with that level choice. I was just glad it was a more interesting stage construction than fucking Green Hill. Fuck that level.
I kind of prefer Green Hill over...
Green Hill is basically a slightly curvy Final Destination with a crumble pitfall in the middle.
because the checkpoint pops out and it can hit people, so it's banned in tournaments.
What?
Wait,
The checkpoint,
what?
you can, if you pass by the checkpoint, it does the ball spinny animation, and you can get hit by that and take damage. So I'm pretty sure it's banned at tournaments. Also,
I'm sure,
the thing
I'm sure
crumbled.
everything's banned in tournaments.
You know what? I'm just gonna say that is a really easy to avoid little stage hazard, and if they're banned at tournaments, I'm just not interested in tournaments anymore. That was one of the most boring stages in Brawl, and in the 3DS version of Smash 4. And, you know, when you sign up for a level like Final Destination or Battlefield, you're expecting a stage without much interesting shit going on.
Okay, you want to
But-
know something funny, though? I actually heard talk, and this was way back when Smash 4 was first being released.
I said no.
In the Final Destination has that moment where the screen goes white and it becomes hard to see things for a moment.
Bow, 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 bow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the only E rank I get in the game, though, so...
The worst stage in the game, followed by the worst boss in the game. Ah, Knuckles left all of his gadgets behind. How convenient.
He's
Oh,
learning.
wait, you want to know what this is? It's that moment in Dragon Ball Z where Goku takes off his training armor.
Yeah.
It's training wheels. Give them to me!
This time, the gloves come off. Luckily, I have a second pair underneath those.
Something that always bothered me, okay? The actual boss fights, Final Hazard, King Boom Boo, the Egg Golem, those things, they have fancy title cards. the character fights have, title cards that were put together in a fucking Windows Movie Maker with a stop
Yesterday.
typing sound effect.
I will say that
So-
the second character boss fight theme, the one that plays when you're fighting Eggman, Tails, and Knuckles, Rouge in space, is one of the best tracks in the game. I think it's not really given an awful lot of attention, but I love that song. So
Yeah. Oh.
also
It
this
does its
scene
thing.
is way more fitting with Rouge's theme playing in the background than Knuckles. Just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Yeah.
in between the fight, he put all of that shit back on.
He gets all his bling back.
I knew I should have wore the
Yeah,
sunglasses.
at first I wanted to ask why did they take all that stuff off his cutscene model before, but then I realized they probably have a completely different programming assignment for his boss than for the player model.
Yeah, his boss.
And the cutscene from before seamlessly transitions into the boss fight.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, though, that they have that for Knuckles, where the boss fight doesn't have any of his stuff on, because when you fight Eggman as Tails, he has the armor on.
Yeah, but that's because the second Eggman fight assumes that you have the armor, because you have to get it, basically.
No, you don't have to get the... You can very easily miss the armor in Cosmic Wall.
I've never missed it.
Well, no, you can... Oh, here's the thing. You can... I'll talk about it when we actually play the level. But, like, you drop down, there's a missile box. You can shoot the missile, and then you can get the armor. If you wanted to, you could just drop down and completely skip it.
Can
It's
I just
optional.
point out that Rouge just chucked the Master Emerald shards onto this very narrow platform over a pit of lava?
She
What
don't
if
give
one of
no
them
fucks.
fell?
Well, I think we mentioned this in the Hero Side story. It's fine. The shards just would have float back up.
I will say though, thanks to Google, whenever I watch this cutscene where Rouge falls down, I just think of Sonic Popcorn Maker.
Why did she say we should get going? Who's she
I
talking
have no
to?
idea who she's talking to.
Split personality.
It's the dick car.
It's like Kit from Knight Rider.
No, you know what? Maybe Rouge is secretly royalty, and she does that thing where she refers to herself with plural pronouns.
I guess.
She's speaking in the third person. Knuckles hates that.
One thing that I do like is that, like, Eggman, like, completely sees through their two emerald scheme immediately. So, like, it's like this whole big planned ordeal on the hero side story, and Eggman's just like, oh, they've got 2 emeralds. Okay, then. So, I don't know. I find that entertaining.
There's nothing suspicious about this. I knew Sonic the Fighters was canon.
Also, I do think that it's cool that this is the only game where Eggman puts his goddamn goggles on. So,
Over his glasses.
hey, he needs to be able to see, dude. Like, come on.
See twice as well as before. Double glasses.
I also do like, and this is more in a retroactive perspective, but I like that as opposed to, say, the Deadly Six or any other lackeys he's had in any other game before or after this, Eggman does seem to place some respect in the ability of Shadow and Rouge, trusting them to, do things rather than belittling them every time he talks to them.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, like recently he's kind of that way with Metal Sonic as well. Like I hate to bring it up, Rise of Lyric, but he does trust Metal Sonic to kind of do stuff. I mean, Metal Sonic fails, so maybe Eggman shouldn't place trust in him anymore.
Well,
but
Metal Sonic kind of fell off the face of the earth at this point in the Sonic timeline. Like, there was Heroes, but he honestly, like, Metal Sonic's just kind of there in Heroes to me.
My favorite thing is Metal Sonic's description in Sonic Runners is like evil robot of Sonic. At one time he tried to overthrow Eggman, but now he doesn't. It's like, okay, good job.
I think it's easier to see it for Shadow and Rouge because they're people. Like,
Well,
Eggman can trust Metal Sonic.
Whoa! Hashtag not all robots. Calm down.
As far
Check your privilege,
Metal
Ted.
Sonic, he didn't completely drop off the face of the earth, but all he really appeared in was the Rivals games.
Well, I'm more talking about, like, early adventure stuff. Like, he had cameos
Yeah.
and whatnot, but he didn't really have any presence. Like, Eggman could trust Metal Sonic because he was a robot that he programmed, whereas it means more to place trust in these people that he met and, like, is working with, I suppose, like, when they have their own agendas, I suppose. I don't know. I always found the Eggman and Shadow relationship to be interesting and woefully underdeveloped.
I think Eggman just appreciates having allies of similar ability to his enemies.
Yeah, I think that works.